Hopeful young developers from all over the globe dream of innovating the next big thing, a technology breakthrough that rockets them to success. Now, in its 15th year, Microsoft's Imagine Cup offers student innovators a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to show the world their best and boldest ideas.
You guys are literally looking to save lives.
Yes.
With your drone technology.
With a growing set of intelligent technologies and cloud computing platforms like Microsoft Azure, young developers are more empowered than ever to build game-changing innovations. Chosen from tens of thousands of students, just 54 teams advanced to the World Finals, held here in Seattle, Washington, home of Microsoft.
Got Exclu. You gotta go nowhere. Remember this.
After days of competition at Microsoft headquarters, the top 4 teams will now vie for the championship, making their final presentations before a panel of tech titan judges. In their quest for the cup, today's finalists were coached by industry leaders who guided them in fine-tuning their technology and perfecting their pitches. The students come from diverse backgrounds, and they face unique challenges. To the first-place champions goes $250,000 worth of prizes, including $100,000 in cash, plus a mentoring session with Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella.
Developers like you are going to change the world. The choices you make are really the ones that are going to shape not just what you will do in the future, but what all of us in the world will do. And so choose well.
It's all come down to this moment. Dream it, build it, live it. Who will win the Imagine Cup?
Welcome to the Imagine Cup. Let's go! Welcome to the 15th anniversary of the Imagine Cup. My name is Kate Yeager, and I'll be your host today. Now, since the competition began, nearly 2 million students from 200 countries around the globe have participated in the Imagine Cup. It's Microsoft's mission to empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more. And year after year, we here at Microsoft are inspired by your ambitious projects. But this year, the students have truly outdone themselves. This is the most intense competition in the Cup's history. To make it to today's World Championship, teams faced off in multiple rounds of competition, going head-to-head against the top competitors from all over the world. To take on the tough job of determining our winner, we've recruited judges who are some of the brightest luminaries in technology.
Kimberly Bryant is the founder and CEO of Black Girls Code, a nonprofit that teaches programming to young women of color in an effort to change representation throughout the industry.
The most exciting thing for me about Imagine Cup is just the opportunity to talk to young people, to offer just a little bit of encouragement, to have someone to tell them, like, yeah, that's a great idea.
She's worked for 25 years as an engineer in the biotech field, holding leadership roles at Fortune 100 companies, including Merck and Pfizer. Harvard professor David Malan is known for teaching the most popular computer science class at his esteemed university. It's also the most in-demand online course at edX, with lectures being viewed by over 1 million people.
Well, I think it's really exciting to see the confidence that younger students, especially these days, have. There's this capability where the sky really is the limit.
Mark Rusinovich is the Chief Technology Officer for Microsoft Azure. Before joining the company, Mark co-founded Winternal Software, which was acquired by Microsoft. He has a PhD in computer science from Carnegie Mellon, and in his spare time, he's a successful novelist.
The most exciting thing, I think, is seeing the diverse set of teams, of the problems that they're going after and the passion they've got. It's just a whole lot of fun. The cloud specifically has made it possible for people to get started with huge ideas that were impossible just 5 years ago.
Round of applause for those amazing judges, for sure. And thank you all so much for being here. Kimberly, your biotech background, what can you tell the many developers here in the room as far as ideas for them going forward as developers?
Think big. So look at the big problems in the world that we all experience on a daily basis and really use your skills and your imaginations that you've all shown to find some solutions that help us solve some of these big issues that we see for ourselves in the present and in the future.
Excellent. David, as probably the most popular CS teacher ever, you know what it's like to give a dynamic presentation. Anything you can say to our contestants and competitors here today?
Yeah, I screw up quite a bit, and so don't put too much pressure on yourselves for this part of the process. The reality is you've spent huge numbers of hours in the past few months actually doing the hard part, so I would try as best you can to just enjoy this process among everyone here.
Nice. Mark, what are you looking forward to teams using in the cloud?
Well, I think what I would look for each project is where they appropriately take advantage of the scale and agility that the cloud provides, and that they use higher level services where appropriate to have the most efficient solutions for whatever problem they're trying to solve.
Excellent. Okay, well, get ready, judges. You guys have an incredibly difficult task ahead of you. I do not envy you at all. But now it's time to meet the 4 finalist teams. Team NeuroGate created software that uses Microsoft Connect motion data to analyze gait patterns and diagnose neurodegenerative diseases. They're from McMaster University and the University of Waterloo in Canada. Team Nash is from the Technology Institute of Buenos Aires in Argentina. They created a platform named Rescue that shortens response times to natural disasters by using a network of autonomous drones. Team Archaeologic created a mixed reality app, PickR, that uses HoloLens and Azure to improve order picking in warehouses. They are from the Georgia Institute of Technology here in the good old US of A. Exclu created a smartphone-connected glucose meter for diabetics using Xamarin. They're from Czech Technical University Prague in the Czech Republic. Let's give them a hand. Next, I would like to introduce my co-host. They called him a whiz kid when he first arrived here at Microsoft, and since then, he's overseen the development of products used by billions, with a B. Please welcome Microsoft Executive Vice President Scott Guthrie.
Thank you, everyone, for coming here today, and big thank you to Kate for the great introduction. I want to say a big congratulations to everyone that's here. You've all done just phenomenal work, and your vision really inspires all of us here at Microsoft and really around the world. You know, we're incredibly proud to welcome you here to the Microsoft headquarters, and incredibly excited to see your innovations so that we can really learn from you. And we're really excited because the Imagine Cup plays an incredibly important role in fulfilling Microsoft's mission of empowering today's students to create the world of tomorrow. You know, Microsoft's invested in the Imagine Cup for the last 15 years now because we really believe that talent is everywhere and opportunity sometimes is not. And the Imagine Cup gives students the opportunity to really innovate across Microsoft's platform and build solutions that enable people to achieve more through technology. You know, this year we've seen students use things like the new cognitive services and bot framework technology we have inside Azure. We've seen you use the data service workloads with things like Hadoop and being able to analyze those results through things like the Azure Machine Learning Studio. We've seen projects coded in languages from Python to C# to JavaScript and more, to building and taking advantage of all the new cross-platform tools we now have with Visual Studio and Xamarin. And you know, even some of these solutions I know we're going to see that have leveraged new technologies like HoloLens and to build mixed reality and augmented reality scenarios that really push the boundaries of even what we think is possible today. So thank you very much and good luck.
When we return, more from the teams on the journey to the Imagine Cup.
It was just 2 crazy days, and now that we can be here, it's awesome.
We've been working very hard on our pitch, and we think it really came to shape in time for the finals.
We're quite nervous. It's mind-blowing.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, we are nervous, but very excited.
Here to give a few inspiring words, some of his favorite people, Grammy Award-winning singer Macklemore.
Imagine Cup, how you guys feeling? Technology has taken music that I have made in my tiny bedroom and given me a voice that I have been able to reach farther than I ever imagined. I love what Microsoft is doing. I love that they are giving young people an opportunity to express themselves. I'm excited to see what you guys make. Thank you so much for having me today. True honor. And keep changing the world, one idea at a time. Thank you, guys.
Tens of thousands entered to win the Imagine Cup, and now only 4 teams are left in contention. To determine the winner, judges will be looking at 4 criteria: technology, innovation, concept, and feasibility. Team Neurogate, you'll be the first to make your presentations. But before you can begin, here's a deeper look at your project.
So we're Team Neurogate, and we are from Canada, and we are trying to bring the diagnosis of neurodegenerative disease to your family doctor's office using a Connect and machine learning.
Neurogate developed an application aimed at diagnosing neurodegenerative diseases. It's coded in C# with Visual Studio and utilizes a Microsoft Connect sensor and API to capture and upload the patient's physical motion data to Azure for gait pattern analysis.
Neurologists aren't always accessible everywhere. They also have very long wait lists, and when they finally do see you, they're around 50 to 80% accurate at best, and we think we can solve all of these problems.
Using its own proprietary machine learning algorithms, Neurogate compares each patient's data with thousands of disease-specific patterns, discovering hidden symptoms in seconds.
Canada, Team Neurogate!
The ride for the Imagine Cup Final Four has been stressful, but incredible. Yeah. We're going to do whatever it takes to bring it home.
Okay, Team Neurogate, now it's time for your chance to convince these judges that you belong on this stage, that you deserve to win the $100,000 and the title of Imagine Cup World Championship. You may begin now.
Neurodegenerative diseases cause damage all over the brain, but specifically to parts that control your movement and your coordination. This is where Neurogate comes in. Neurogate is a software platform that can make that diagnosis just like a neurologist, but in under a minute. It does this using our Connect sensor, which can capture your walk. Our program then has biometric algorithms that can extract key features. All of these features are sent to our neural network in Azure ML, which then returns a diagnosis that we show the physician and store in our SQL database for future analysis. So Zeki's going to walk for us, and Declan's going to do our demo. And here's where the elegance of the system really shines. We've developed a generalized gait tracking model that can diagnose 3 diseases and 1 healthy state, because we collect enough features to do so. And by offloading the actual diagnosis to Azure ML, we've made sure that our solution can run even on the most low cost of hardware. So it goes to Azure, and Azure says, Zeki's healthy, because that's what he is. You can even see his historical performance by going here and seeing how he varies over time. But if this patient had Parkinson's, their performance might look a little different. And this is the key to making that diagnosis as well. So, in conclusion, our speed makes our tool an invaluable tool for family practice. Thank you.
Come on over, guys. Wonderful job. Kimberly, let's start with you. Any questions for our contestants?
Sure. Can you talk a little bit about your market size, the $22 billion, and how you hope to get your product to capture some of that market share?
So the number is based on the amount of total medical device spending in North America, and then there's a subsection of that which classifies other medical devices, and we think that's where we fit into. And of all the medical spending, half of that number amounts to about $22 billion. Our first step with this product is to make sure that we publish validation showing that this product does improve the rate of diagnosis and improves quality of care, and this automatically is in the doctor's and patient's best interest for them to adopt our system into their practices.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. You can go for it. You can sit down with us. Thank you so much. Team Nash, you're up next. But first, let's take a look more in depth at your project.
Nash created Rescue, software that enables a network of autonomous IoT drones designed to shorten response times to natural disasters. Each drone is paired with Raspberry Pi and a JavaScript app that uploads images from disaster areas to Azure in real time. Cognitive services and machine learning are used for image recognition and processing.
In the past 20 years, more than 600,000 lives were lost to natural disaster, and that more than 4 billion people were affected directly by one. My brother volunteers in the Red Cross in Argentina.
In my town, we were affected by many floods, and there was a lot of trouble to help people. We couldn't find people in the needed time, and so we had to do something about it. Being in the finals of the Imagine Cup just feels amazing.
It was stressful, really stressful, but the excitement was growing. Like every day it was higher.
Now that we are here, it's like magic.
We would love to win the Imagine Cup.
Team Nash, you may start now.
We are not allowed to fly the drone in here, so we recorded a video 2 days ago nearby the campus in a park where we tested our platform in a simulated scenario. So the first thing to use our platform is to locate the headquarters. Then after you set the headquarters, you just select the area you want the drones to fly over, and then you just deploy the drones. So when the drones take off, they just start to follow a path that was automatically generated by a node count algorithm, and then it starts scanning the area, taking pictures and recording audio. Through the use of this Raspberry Pi that it goes hooked up in its drone, we send the footage to the cloud, where we process it using Azure Cognitive Services and our own implementation of a neural network in Microsoft Cognitive Toolkit.
We have already presented our project with many organizations, including Red Cross and the Ministry of Defense of Argentina. They have already started supporting our project, giving us this drone, a lot of equipment, and they have given us the opportunity to make our first test in the next 6 months. We plan to charge a one-time setup payment and a monthly fee. Thank you for your time.
Come on back here, judges.
You mentioned that you're using Cognitive Toolkit. Have you already done tests where you've gone out in the field? I don't know, you didn't show any people in there, but is it already effective using the current models, or do you need a lot more training data? And what about false positives as well? Because if you're detecting a lot of things that are misleading, you're going to be wasting rescuers' time.
Sure. Right now, with our dataset, it is around 85%. In our platform, we have 2 buttons on each alert. One is to alert it, as it is an emergency, I have sent help. And the other button is incorrect. It marks the emergency as a false positive. And in this way, we improve our model by training the dataset with the annotated emergencies.
Guys, go ahead and sit down. Team Archaeologics, before we come and see your presentation, we're going to learn a little bit more about your project now.
Archaeologics developed PickAR, a mixed reality application designed for the HoloLens for large warehouses. Order picking data is sent to the HoloLens from Azure in real time to increase efficiency for warehouse workers. The team developed their solution with Visual Studio, Unity 3D, and the Universal Web Platform application in C#. They use Azure Cloud for its broad range of cross-platform services.
When I visited a government transportation warehouse, I saw just how difficult it was for workers to actually go and find these orders. When I realized that I could use my skills as a researcher to actually make a tangible difference in the space, that's when I knew this was a problem that was worth committing all this time and energy towards.
It's really excited to see what our team built can actually be used in industry, in a warehouse, and helping people, making their lives easier.
One of the biggest barriers that prevents young people from doing great things is because of a belief that they can't actually have an impact on the world. Believing in yourself and taking advantage of resources provided by competitions like the Imagine Cup, that is what is going to make you be the best version of yourself.
Okay, Team Archaeologics, hope you're ready. You can get going now.
PickAR works in 4 simple steps. First, the picker puts on HoloLens, then he's ready to reach the next order. He grabs and scans the order. Finally, he's ready to go, and all the information are updated to our Azure database. Here's our app in action. PKR tells the user where to go by directly highlighting the item on the shelf and displaying information on the top left corner. In this way, our system is completely hands-free, and the user is able to focus on the current task. Also, we build the barcode scanning into our app. By validating the unique ID of the barcode with the database hosted on Azure, we're able to prevent the user from picking up any wrong item.
When we tested this technology in our lab at Georgia Tech, we noticed a 37% improvement in the speed of picking orders, as well as dramatic reductions in errors made. We hope to apply these benefits to over 750,000 warehouses across the world that collectively ship over $1 trillion worth of goods every year. Thank you.
Okay, David.
So you mentioned using the controller to map the space initially. What is happening when you hit buttons? What's getting recorded? And follow-up question is, as the state of the space changes, things come off the shelf, how resilient is this to those kinds of deltas?
So we're using controller to place virtual waypoints in our Unity projects. And so immediately a network of waypoints are constructed. And we have association with the geolocation, spatial information of the objects with the specific information on the database. So there's an association with the 3D coordinates and the specific objects, so that when user gets to that specific location, we're able to directly, accurately know where the user is.
Okay, thanks.
Excellent, guys. Well done. Take a seat. Okay, Team Exclu, it's your turn next. But before we get to you and your presentation, let's take a look at your project.
Exclu's patented cloud-connected glucose meter was designed for children with diabetes. The team used Visual Studio, Xamarin, and C# to develop a smartphone application that uses gamification to make blood glucose testing fun for children and easy to monitor for parents and doctors alike. Exclu uses the Azure cloud to achieve scale to process the results in seconds across millions of potential patients.
We are from the Czech Republic, and we provide a solution to help diabetic children.
I saw the glucose meters. They look all the same for the last 20 years, and I just didn't get why there's no innovation in this area. I'm more the hardware guy, and they are the software guys, so we are like a perfect fit. Winning an Imagine Cup seems to be like a holy grail. It would just put that confidence that our project is good and it's worth it to put it in the market.
If we deploy this product, we make the treatment easier to manage, cheaper, and we can make millions of lives better and more simpler.
Team Exclu, you may begin your presentation now.
Diabetes is a huge problem. There are over 415 million diabetics, and by 2040, this number will increase by 50%. Also, it puts a major pressure on the country's national health systems. In the US alone, diabetes takes the biggest portion, 1 full quarter of the health system budget. The sad thing is, children suffer too. When you have a diabetes, you have to measure your glucose level 6 to 10 times per day. Plus, parents nowadays, they don't have any control over the child's condition. Today, I am really excited to present you x.glu. We make the treatment cheaper and easier to manage. We help to build the discipline in a child and gives complete control over the child's condition to parents.
Now let's move to the technology. So our solution consists of a custom glucose meter, which talks to a Xamarin mobile app. Then we have a server which can be scaled according to the load, and we use machine learning in order to provide treatment advice. As for the web app, parents have access to all the data and they receive real-time notifications in case of emergency. We also have the thinnest glucose meter in the world. We've also made it kids-friendly with custom scans, so children don't have to be ashamed anymore. It uses NFC or Bluetooth. We have designed it together with leading Central Europe diabetologists. And it has no display and no buttons, so it's easier and cheaper than manufacture than the current solutions. We have reinvented a widely used medical device and built a unique solution around it. We are Exclu. help us bring more strawberry moments to the life of diabetic children. Thank you so much.
David.
So I imagine the software is entirely your own, but on the hardware side, how much of this is proprietary hardware and chips that you've made and schematics versus commodity stuff that's been neatly packaged for kids?
Yes, so actually the hardware is full custom. So I'm the hardware designer. So I used off-the-shelf components, off-the-shelf chips like the microcontrollers, the NFC communication chips, Bluetooth communication chips, but we didn't use any commercially available modules because with those we couldn't be able to achieve this degree of miniaturization of the prototype.
Thank you so much. Exclu. Feel free to take your seats. Well, okay, judges, you have seen all of the final presentations, and it's all up to you now. I do not envy your position. I'm sure the rest of us can agree on that. We're going to take a short break to let you guys deliberate. When we return, the winner of Microsoft's Imagine Cup.
It was just 2 crazy days, and we are so happy that we could be here.
I think we impressed the judges.
It's out of our hands now. We showed our passion.
I don't know, it's just a matter of what the judges decide.
It seems just risky.
I really like this project's focus on a really clear need.
The challenge, I think, here is getting data.
And it's not clear to me real time is all that compelling in this
Yeah, that's true,
case.
too.
They do have something really interesting there.
I thought so too. I liked it a lot.
Certainly addressing a big problem.
For sure.
All right.
I feel good about this decision. What about you guys?
Yeah,
I think so.
I think we've,
All right.
yeah.
Let's do it.
The journey that started many months ago for these 4 teams is coming to a close. For each of them, it began with a dream. That dream led to a lot of hard work, development, coding, debugging, testing, and more debugging. You've all done amazing work and should be incredibly proud. Everyone on this stage is poised to be one of the tech leaders of tomorrow, but only one team can bring home the Imagine Cup. Scott, have the judges made their decisions?
They have.
Okay.
So in 4th place, from Canada, Neurogate. In 3rd place, Nash from Argentina.
Congratulations, you guys. Then it was down to 2. The 2nd place winner of the Imagine Cup will receive $25,000. The 1st place winner will be awarded $100,000, an all expenses paid trip to Microsoft's premier development conference Build, and an Azure grant worth $125,000, all told $250,000 in prizes, plus, not to be forgotten, a priceless mentoring session with Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella. Scott, are you ready to announce the 2nd place winner?
Ready to go. So it all comes down to this. 2nd place, Archaeologic from the USA.
It's me.
Grand winner of the Imagine Cup this year in 1st place is Exclu from the Czech Republic.
Come on down. There it is. Come on down. Congratulations, you guys. Okay, seriously. You're about to cry. Are you okay? How are you guys feeling? Oh my God. Let's hear it one more time for Exclu. Hold up the cup. It's yours. And thank you so much for being with us at Imagine Cup. Follow us on Twitter at Microsoft Imagine for updates on the next season of Imagine Cup. And to all the young developers out there, remember, dream it, build it, live it. We'll see you next year. Let's give them a round. Woo!